Right, we're now going to look at an air compressor as the next thing. So we're going to reassemble it. I've already taken it apart, but it's a good opportunity to look at how it works. So start with this bit, big red tank. It's pressure tested, so it can withstand whatever pressure you're going to use. In this case, I think it goes up to about 12 or 13 bar of pressure, which is quite enough for most applications. So yeah, this is just a big tank. There's not much more to it than that. It's a big metal tank, pressure tested, onto which there are a couple of components attached. Got the compressor part here. It's a big spinny wheel, and let's just turn it around, you might be able to see better. It's got two cylinders, and as the wheel spins, pistons move up and down in the cylinder and send compressed air from the top of the cylinders along this tube here into the pressure vessel. You can hear as I spin the wheel a lovely noise, and that's just the noise of the air getting compressed. If I put my finger over the end here, you may be able to hear it. Don't know if you will. That noise there, that's the air coming through this pipe. So that gets assembled onto the cylinder, the high pressure vessel. So stick it on like so. It also has little mufflers, so they go in the top of the cylinder parts here. Keep it a bit quieter. That's all it's for. And then it needs attached some nuts and bolts. Alright, so I'll just stick on one just now. And that'll be enough to stop it falling off onto my toes. I do have safety boots on, but yeah, better be safe. Okay, so this needs to be driven by a motor. Okay, got an electric motor here. The reason this pump is disassembled is because this motor is seized for some reason, probably because it's been sitting in the rain. So yeah, electric motors, we've talked about them before, pretty simple things. This one, you'll notice there's a box on top. The box contains a capacitor, and that protects it from, protects the electronics from the surge that you'll get when you start it up against moving a big wheel like this. So yeah, the motor sits on here. Like so. And then they're going to need connected somehow. So we have a drive bell. So it goes over here, around this wheel, and then to keep tension on the belt, this motor can be slid away from the pump. So we'll sit it there, and that's fine. It also needs a switch, because a compressor, switch the electric motor on, will just continue to compress air until something explodes. So we have one of these. So this is the switch for it, and as you can see on the inside, you've got connections on one side for the power in, and the other side for power out to the electric motor. Cable here will go in and connected on neutral, positive, and earth. Same on the other side. Just the other piece of cable. It would go to a plug at one end, and then here at the other end. And the way this works is you need the fitting. This fitting here goes onto the cylinder like so. Oh, I'll run to the floor like so. There we go. It goes onto the cylinder. Pressure from the pump goes through there. Okay, so following again, motor spins, big wheel, which moves the pistons up and down. The compressed air from the pistons goes along this copper pipe and into the pressure vessel. This sort of T-piece off here, don't know if you can see that, maybe zoom in on it for you. By zoom in I mean bring it closer to the camera, obviously. Okay, so that's it there. Pressure from the compressor part, the cylinder, this is the important part, because it connects. So, to the switch, once the pressure builds up, the gauge here can measure. Once the pressure builds up sufficiently, it will deactivate the motor. So physically disconnect the power from one side of the bar and the other. Yeah, I'll just reassemble it quickly for you. That goes on there, that goes on there, like so. This cover goes over the top. So this little button here now works as an off-on switch. Just a little red button. And that presses on the top of here, and the pressurized air acts on the bottom of it. The other thing you need is a sort of outlet regulator. So that would go on this side here. And yeah, for this you can control the pressure that you're feeding into your air line. So you may be, I don't know, painting something with an air sprayer. Requires high pressure. You may be inflating car tires, requires low pressure, or relatively low pressure. And that's pretty much how it works. It's not a very complicated thing. It's quite scary because it's high pressure stuff and electricity and whatnot. But yeah, that's largely the workings of it. It's worth looking at the other side of this briefly. Clearly, these pistons are going to need to be lubricated. So there's an oil level indicator here, which you can't see. Hold on. Oil level indicator there. Just top up the oil on the bottom. Sits in a sump. It's a drain plug. Sits in a sump, and as this is spinning, it flicks up the oil into the bottom of the cylinders, which keeps the system lubricated. And yeah, that's the muffler. Goes on like so, and then there's a cap screws on there. So yeah, that's disassembly of an air compressor. As I say, it's quite a large one. It's broken at the moment. We've seen better days. But that's why it's here. After you've got all this assembled, there's a protective cage. It sort of goes on like that. So obviously you've got spinning parts here, and you don't want things to get caught in spinning parts, especially at this level. That you don't want to. Yeah, so air compressor. That's the next thing. Okay.